7 of What If Naruto Ate Devil Fruit, the Mera Mera no Mi edition, or the Flame Fruit. Last time, Naruto succeeded in bringing back Sasuke. As a matter of fact, because of the nature of his Devil Fruit, there was never even a final Valley at the end fight. And all of the Sasuke retrieval team was fine. I mean, minor scrapes, cuts, injuries here or there, but they were fine. Like, no one was on death's door or anything. And the Sound 4 are pretty much all but dead. Like, I don't think did I even remember what I did with Sakura, Narukan, and Taiya? No, Kimimara's dead. Yeah, I don't know if I actually stated how they died. No, I remember now. I remember how they died. It was last week, so I just had to catch up. So Sasuke is incarcerated, possibly for life, possibly only for a minimum sentence of 10 years, 15 years with good behavior. Sakura's back in the academy as part of her punishment for offering to go with Sasuke. Remember, intent is key here as well, because not only would they mind read Sasuke on the subject, they would also mind read Sakura on the subject, like what was her intent, all that. And if her intent was just to be with Sasuke, they would have probably showed leniency, but they would also probably strip her of her rank, say, you're going back to the academy for a year. If you graduate, we'll give you a chance to become a Genin again, and we'll go from there. Naruto goes off, and he trains for his 3 years. Now, in those 3 years, what changes? Well, Sakura is back on the roster of Ninja. I could even argue she could still be a Chunin. Because 3 years' time, yeah, there'd be at least 4 attempts to become Chunin. I imagine she would have done it at that point. Now, one of the things she does have to come to, not grips, but deal with is the backlash of that. The fact that she asked Naruto to do that after she offered to leave the village. Everyone else, everyone who went on the mission probably doesn't see her in the best of light. It's like, you selfish little, after everything we went through to get his ass back here. That's what you pulled? That's what you did? So even Ino is probably disappointed in Sakura. But Ino's probably not, she's disappointed, but she's also, I can see the conversation being like this after maybe partway through when Sakura's back in the academy, her and Ino are maybe hanging out for a little bit. And she's like, I can't believe I had to do this. I mean, I know I messed up, but it's Sasuke. I just didn't want him to go. And Ino, of all people, probably is like, yeah, but that's not why you're being punished, Sakura. Don't you get it? Look, I love Sasuke too. You're still my rival in love. I will fight to the death for him. But Sasuke left us. He was going for Orochimaru, and you, without hesitation, just decided wanted to go with him, not to stop him, just to be with him. You're lucky you only got this, Sakura. You could have been sentenced to life in prison. Ino's just like, do you not? Because Ino comes from a ninja family. She'd have a better understanding of what the penalties were. People have been punished for death for treason like that, Sakura. You were lucky you got off as light as you did. And Sakura is probably shocked to hear this. Like, she probably kind of heard it at first, but to hear it from someone who is a friend of hers is a little bit more in her face. Like, wait, really? It was that bad? Like, yeah, it was that bad. So she's probably had to slowly earn everyone's trust back. And for what it's worth, over 3 years' time, yeah, she's probably at least mostly earned the trust back. But what about everyone else? Well, Sasuke is still very much in jail. He's not getting out anytime soon. No, Obito is not going to be taking him. Someone has constantly, I can't remember who it was, but someone has constantly tried to argue that. And because even if Sasuke is kind of important to the plan, he's only kind of. He's not a main part of the plan. Like, I don't know where the idea of where he's the main part of the plan came from, but no, hell. Honestly, Obito was really just using Sasuke for fun. Yeah, he was useful, and he kept him around because he was useful, because he thought he could use him. But hey, as long as Itachi is still alive, because he was one of the few people Obito straight out was afraid of, he's not touching Sasuke. And even then, like, for him to go after Sasuke, he's gonna have to really have a goal in mind for him. I do not see him trying to get Sasuke. I've never saw that, and I'm not going to go with that. So sorry if you disagree. But what about Naruto? Well, among all the other things that's gone on, Naruto's learned to create a bigger Rasengan. And he can still just do a one-handed Rasengan. That's fine. But beyond that, though, obviously, and there's the Nine-Tails Fox training, which doesn't go very well as Jiraiya stops. But beyond that, though, Naruto does improve on his Devil Fruit, including having techniques like the giant fireball that he just throws. He's mastered clone-based jutsus more. I actually think he's also unintentionally even created the Fire Style Rasengan, which, crap, I'm trying to remember. The Rasa Inferno, which is the way I've always envisioned a Fire Style Rasengan, is basically like a small sun. Not even a small sun, because a small sun would be plasma release if that existed. But yeah, something akin to that, like a miniature sun in the hand, a ball of fire. And if he, learned to throw it at any point in time, he'd be able to, I can imagine it condensing and exploding like a supernova, hence the Rasa Nova. Now, with that all being said, I think he's going to just naturally, because his body's an element, and anytime he has an element, I think this is key for this. His body just naturally creates it. So, I think that's his loophole around that. But beyond that as well, I do think in 3 years' time he has awakened his Devil Fruit. Now, the awakening of his Devil Fruit, what would that look like? Well, a lot of people have said that it probably goes from standard color flame to blue flames. And I could see that. I could see that being actually the logical. Now, also, the fact that you could probably maybe control. I also think the awakening for a Logia user would probably be manipulating the element around you that already exists. Fire is one of those things that is actually pretty prevalent in the real world. So if there's a fire, kind of like you see it, it's in the trailer, so or some of the clips. So it's not a spoiler for Fantastic Four. When Johnny goes to stop the fire at the fire plant or the power plant, he literally absorbs the fire. I could see Naruto absorbing fire. I could see him literally I could see him just taking an attack coming his way, just thrust. As long as his fire touches it, for example, he makes contact with the flame, he can basically just go and just boom, just stop it. Here, you can have this back. I can see him doing a lot of stuff. Now, the one thing someone brought up from from last week is the idea that some people brought up the idea that Senjutsu, Sage Chakra, Natural Chakra, should be actually the answer to Haki against Logia users in this world. My argument or my response to that is this. I think it can be included with pure raw chakra, but I don't think it should be the only thing, because the reason I don't think it should be the only thing is because a lot of people in One Piece use Haki. Armament and Haki, which can bypass Logia specifically. It's one of the more common Hakis, actually. Senjutsu is not common. I could probably name, Naruto, and most of these guys aren't even masters of Sage Chakra, but Naruto and Kabuto are master sages. Hashirama was. Jiraiya was an imperfect sage. Jugo's not even a sage, he just draws in natural energy. Orochimaru can use it, he just can't go do a sage mode. We know Mizuki can from Boruto. The Toads and the Snakes can, but I don't really think that should count. We're talking about characters. And technically, Hagoromo can do it too. So, and that's just the people I can think of off the top of my head. That's 8 people in the total series, whereas I could probably give you 12, 20 people, easy, minimum, in One Piece that can use Haki that hurts Logia users. They're just not strong enough otherwise to harm Logia users. So, I would say we can include Senjutsu in that, but I wouldn't say it's the only thing that can hurt them. So Naruto comes back after 3 years of training. He's like, oh, Konoha, I'm back. And he's probably got, he's probably designed similar to, honestly, more to Luffy. He's wearing pants, but his jacket's open. He's probably bare chest. He's probably also gotten a little bit leaner and tougher. And it's just he's maybe even wearing a hat with his headband over the hat. Or under the hat. I mean, maybe the hat also has the headband attached. He's got 2 different ones. And maybe he wears the headband maybe around his shoulder or something. And say, hey, it's Granny Tsunade. And they finally put her on there. And say, huh? Sakura? Naruto? Sakura? Sakura! Wow, you're look at you. I was like, Naruto, wow, you really grown up. What do you think? I look more womanly? You don't have to change the bit. It's like, you idiot. But wow, so they let you become a ninja again in Sakura's case. So I was like, yeah, it was tough that first year. And honestly, even then, I still wasn't quite sure why. I mean, I still felt a little like it was a little unfair until Hino kind of talked to me and realized just the severity of what I did. And then she kind of starts to get, not break down, but she gets a little like emotions, like, and she bows like, Naruto, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for what I did to you. I was like, what? I made you promise to bring Sasuke back after I offered to just leave the village and abandon him. Ben, all of you, I'm terrible. I'm so sorry. It's like, hey, and Naruto just kind of goes, hey, you're not terrible. Look, I get it. You really care about Sasuke, okay? But and and things like that make you do crazy, maybe make you do crazy things sometimes. It's all right. The point is, we got Sasuke back, and you're here, and you're still being a ninja, and that's awesome. Should note, I don't see. I actually can straight out say I don't see her being a medic in this one. I do not. No. Okay, let me rephrase that. I don't see her being the medic she is in canon. She could still study medical ninjutsu because Sasuke's been hurt several times, so maybe she wants to try to help him. Unfortunately, she can't help Naruto because he's almost never injured. But what I do think she can take up more is genjutsu. Again, you really have a knack for it, Sakura. And that was never explored. So I do think her being more of a genjutsu specialist with a side, especially in medical ninjutsu, could work. Now, how good of a medic is she? Assuming, even if I'm being nice, she maybe started studying while she was in the academy. And that's me being nice. If she's not getting the tutelage of Tsunade, at best, and I mean at best, she is half the ninja she is. Because she's still astute. She's still got the gumption to really train. She's still very intelligent. She's still got great chakra control. So I'm not saying she'd be a bad medic. She'd actually still probably be one of the better medics in the village. But she still wouldn't be Shizune, and she still wouldn't be Tsunade levels. And she certainly wouldn't be her canon levels. So with that being said, they go and they meet Lady Okage. They see, hey, Kakashi Sensei, you're back. It's like, Naruto, it's good to see you again. By the way, if you see me glistening, it's warm in here even with my fan on. This is the last video, so almost done. And by the way, here you go. And gives him that fool. He doesn't realize, but yes, that's this ultra advanced copy. But more to the point, it's like, well, Team 7 can now resume duties. So, well, wait, so Sasuke will not be joining you. Yes, I'm sorry. How is Sasuke? He's been surprisingly cooperative, given everything. We've looked over the curse mark and made sure and we've put as many seals around it as possible to keep him from trying to influence him, trying to keep him from accessing it again. Which, I mean, Kakashi's alone was pretty good. I mean, Sasuke ultimately gave into it. But from what I understand, it was pretty good. It was probably derived from his will. So imagine now if you have Jiraiya, probably do some reinforcements on that every seal user you have in the village kind of putting their own spin on that to keep that thing in place. But how has he been? Like I said, surprisingly cooperative, and that he rarely speaks, but he's been upfront about all of his intentions, and he still plans to get out. He still plans to get his revenge on Itachi. He's still yes. I'm sorry. Your friend is very troubled. Can I see him? And Tsunade, I think, Lady Tsunade, he's under Tatsuya. It's all right. Naruto is the one who brought him back after all. Mind you, everyone helped in this version, but it's still Naruto's teammate. It's like, I think we can make an exception for Naruto. And so he goes down there, and he just sees, the figure in the shadows. Well, if it isn't Naruto, back after all this time, you've gotten taller. It's like, yeah, growth spurt. Growth spurt. I wasn't able to... probably because you had to ration you weren't eating ramen every day. It's like, hey, there's nothing wrong with ramen. No, once in a while, but every day, come on. So they tell me you're so hell-bent on revenge. And say, what's it to you? Sasuke, man, we can help you. We can help you get a payback for what you did to your family. You don't have to do this all alone on your own gung-ho. It's like... You think I don't know that? You don't think I at least thought about that before I did what I did? There was a time where I thought our paths were the same, Naruto. Where the road led, we were both all falling. But no, we are on different paths, Naruto. I will not change my mind, no matter what. You may have put me in here, but one day I will get out, and I will have my revenge on Itachi. Bet you better believe that. And I it's kind of doing like a Professor X. And I will always be there to stop you, old friend. But no, no, it's just like, and I'll be there to help you when you get out. Get out on your when your sentence is up, Sasuke. And if you decide to pop up, but if you decide to break out early, and he kind of glows a little like fire, but Sasuke knows it's blue now. I'll be there. I'll be there to stop and put you back in your place if I have to. And Sasuke kind of just grimaces like he has gotten stronger, but he also respects him for like, well, at least one of us can make our dreams happen, I suppose. And so Naruto goes back and it's like, yeah, so there's the issue of your rank, Naruto. I was like, what? Oh yeah, no, Sakura here is already a Chunin. Huh, what? Yeah. It's like, wait, it's Neji and Kakura. Oh, Neji, Temari, and Kakura are already Jonin. Wait, what about Gaara? And so reveal that Gaara is obviously Kazekage. They'd have their training match. It ends, or the bell test. Again, I don't ever go into that because it's irrelevant actually to the story. It really is. Gaara gets captured, and once again, Naruto and Sakura and Kakashi go to rescue Gaara. And it would still be them. So Naruto goes, or they go ahead, run into Temari, she explains the situation. Naruto explains that because I'm the Jinchuriki of the nine-tailed fox. Gaara's like me, and I promise I'll get him back. So Chio attacks Kakashi once again, starting an international incident. Again, I've been over this before. I just find it humorous. Like, wow, you really are that senile, apparently. And, Naruto gets in the way, stops her. And, no, even though this is the wife, and he passed away many years ago. Yeah. I was like, I was just kidding. And Sakura gets to work on Kakura. Now, this is a big difference. Even at half her capacity, she's not saving Kakura's life. At best, and this is me just at besting here, I don't even think she can save his career, frankly. Let me rephrase that. I don't even think she can save his life, but not save is not. What's the best way to put it? Like in the original, she didn't just save his life; she saved his ninja career. In some versions of this, I will have her skilled enough to be able to save his life, but not his career. Like he's benched. I don't even think that's the case. I think, again, she's studied quite a bit, so I think she can help a little bit. Like she's probably more competent than their medics, but it's probably not by that huge a margin. Like if let's just use a random number out of 1 out of 100. They're like say a 50, middle of the road. She's maybe like a 60, 65. She's better, but not by much. And she's able to pull maybe a little bit more of the poison out. But unfortunately, she just can't isolate it. And she can't make the antidote, which is not good. And she basically says, I was able to remove some more of the poison. It's like, well, we were isolate some of it, but there's too much in there. The most I can do is maybe make some things for his comfort and pain. If I were to guess, so he's going to die? I'm sorry. The best I could give him is maybe a week, two at most. Because that's the thing with the best she could do here is maybe give him some, time. Give him, at least a little bit, to get his affairs in order, say goodbye to his family, all that. And I thought you ninjas were so good. Then again, what can I expect? The only one who could possibly do this would be Tsunade or that apprentice of hers, Lady Shizune. I could send a message, but wait, I could do it. And what? He's like, yeah, hold on. And now Naruto's probably where not to summon Gamakichi in here, because honestly, in the anime he summoned Gamakichi during things like the Kakuzu arc and the Three-Tail arc, but those are not canon arcs. I don't actually recall him summoning Gamakichi. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. Is summoning Gamakichi anytime before the Fourth Great Shinobi War. So maybe, but that being said, he probably still knows Gamakichi's grown, so he summons Gamakichi. And say, yeah, could you get a message to? I'm not a messenger toad, Naruto, but I could pass it along to the other toads and we can reverse summon. Yeah, could we get Shizune out here? It's like, we'll try. I say, oh, yeah, don't worry, I got snacks. Boom, there's snacks. Boom, boom. And it's like, let's wait. And they wait maybe an hour. And there's the messenger. Boom. Unfortunately, Suzune is Tsunade's right-hand attendant. She cannot leave. It's like, darn it. I'm so sorry. It's like, no, it's fine. The fact that you even made the attempt, I find impressive, boy. And so they still agree to go. Sakura maybe tries to whip up something. She does her best to whip up maybe something to deal with the poisons. Like, it's not much. I was able to extract some of the poison, but I could, at best, I can make one full antidote to the poison, maybe. And that's if you're lucky. Or it's like it's not going to make us immune, but it'll give us resistance to his poison. So that's the thing about poison, by the way. Those antidotes didn't work right. Yeah, I get his poison is like heavy metal based, so maybe that's why but an antidote. I mean, you're not immune after the antidote, but if you take an antidote, you should be able to handle the poison in you for some time after that. It's kind of like what is it in Bullet Train where he gets bit by the booms, or get the boom sling venom hits him, takes the anti-venom and gets bit by the boom sling again. So you were bit too, are you all right? Yeah, well, I got a shot of anti-venom earlier, so I should be good, I think. It's a little bit like that, though not quite. Regardless, that's the best she could probably do in the circumstance. And now, obviously, Team 9 shows up, helps. They have to fight with the Kasame. Naruto meets up with Itachi. It's like, you're going to stay away from Sasuke. Naruto, it's good to see you again. I'm understanding you brought Sasuke back to the village. Well, I must admit, I'm impressed. I was actually looking forward to seeing my little brother again. But seems you quashed that dream, Naruto. Now, I've always stated that this makes it a little bit trickier for Itachi. I mean, yes, Sasuke's in the village, which is good. But at the same time, I mean, it's one of those things where, okay, well, now what do I do? Because, I wanted Sasuke to kill me and get revenge and all that, but he's in the village now and he's in prison. Like, I don't think he's getting out of that jail anytime soon. So how do I go about this? I think he actually decides to implant the eye in Naruto here because, just insurance, just in case. Because if Sasuke sees that, if he sees Sasuke, and Sasuke's got chakra, suppressant steals on him, all that. But if Sasuke sees the Sharingan, just in case, he'll want to protect the village. Or worst case yet, if Obito tries to go after Naruto, that will activate and hopefully warp his mind. Meanwhile, though, he still screws with Naruto. Now, because of the nature of Naruto's body, however, and training with Jiraiya, I actually think Naruto, while maybe not straight immune to Genjutsu here, has a higher resistance than he did before. Because his body is intangible. It's kind of, his chakra's still in there to a degree, whatever degree it is. He basically just, Itachi realizes real quick, he's out of the Genjutsu. My body is pure flame, turns into hot blue. But my chakra still exists in it. So all I have to do really is just move my flame body around, go into intangible mode, and my body automatically snaps me back out of it. It took me a while to learn that one. It's like you really have gotten stronger, Naruto. And so they clash. Kakashi catches him. I can see Naruto just boom sniping him more than anything else. And then it's revealed that's Yori. They get to the spot with Gaara, and Naruto obviously goes after Deidara. Sakura and Shio are kind of stuck with Sasori. Now, this is actually very unfortunate for them because Sakura, like I said, at best Sakura might be able to make something that makes him a little resistant, and by now resistant enough that maybe she can make it to Konoha. So in this scenario, I could still see Sakura living. Unfortunately, that poison is going to do its work on Shio. But while it's tough, and Sakura doesn't have her physical strength in this version, but again, she's also probably learned Earth Jutsu because she is primarily an Earth user. So she probably is when Sasori, for example, brings out the third Kazekage puppet. Sakura gets in close. The Iron Sand comes out, but she does mud wall and summons the mud wall in between the puppet and Sasori, breaking the connection. She severed my connection with an earth-based jutsu. It was not used for defense. She actually used it in an offensive way. dangerous. And then obviously the parent puppets come in and try to attack. She summons her 12, I think it's like the 12 special treasures or something like that. It's like, you once conquered an entire fortress, but I once conquered an entire country with ease. Which begs the question, what country did he conquer? It's not in the 5 great nations. And I mean, the 5 great nations are one continent in the world. Like, the Naruto world is huge. Like, I mean, even though the Stone of Gello movie is not canon, we know there's European individuals, like knights and stuff, that exist in their world. And they also can use chakra. It's just in a different capacity. So, very interesting. Like, that's a big question, actually. What's the rest of the Naruto world look like? It's a legitimate question. So, I mean, the rest of the world probably has chakra too, because of the Kaguya and spreading the words of the divine tree to whatever. Kagura is said to have walked not just the whole ninja world, but the world. So, who knows? Do ninja exist in other continents as well? Or they're actually more like lands of other elements? Or like, are there lands of wood? Like go with the Chinese elements. Wood, water, lightning, steel, metal, all that kind of stuff. It's just fun questions. Anywho, so they would definitely still struggle against Sasori. However, I do think they would still pull out the win as well. Plus, Sakura can use Genjutsu on Sasori. Now, and that actually is a real specialty in this scenario. Now, is Sasori immune to Genjutsu? I'm going to find out right now. Because if he's not immune to Genjutsu, then he's effed. Is Sasori immune to Genjutsu? It's the third question you get in Google. Let's find out. Sasori's Pokemon makes him potentially immune to many forms of Genjutsu. Genjutsu typically works by manipulating chakra flow upon his brain, but Sasori's core, which is the only human part of him, lacks a brain and conventional chakra pathways. This suggests traditional Genjutsu techniques wouldn't work on affect the nervous system or be ineffective against them. Okay, that's fair. It's actually very fair. So yeah, but traditional Genjutsu might not work. But he's still clearly got a soul in there. Like, whatever his core is, his mind is still in that puppet. So they say his core lacks a brain, but I'd actually argue that whatever part of his mind is in that body, is in that core, might still be, at least in part, his brain. Now, that being said, he doesn't have a nervous system, so that still doesn't work in the same capacity. But I'd have to assume that because he still has a soul, and, I mean, to do that, I'd have to imagine his consciousness has to be in that core. On some level, some sort of Genjutsu could work on him. Now, with that being said, I don't know if Sakura has a Genjutsu in her belt that could do that. But, that being said, I could see her maybe pulling out all the stops that haven't working, and then she finally gets skewered, like, you'll make an excellent addition to my collection, Sakura. Yeah, I'm sure I will. And all of a sudden, she just, what? And all of a sudden, it's the Sakura Blizzard Jutsu. And Sakura's there puffing on the ground because she's been hit by the poison. It's like, sorry. Normal Genjutsu doesn't work on you, so I had to figure out an alternative. If my most powerful stuff was going to work on you, maybe something simple would work. I've just put all my focus and control, making it look as solid and real as possible. Nothing. And all of a sudden, they're all like falling. Like, what are? And he realizes explosive tags. Sakura Blizzard Jutsu. Enjoy. And she's just trying to get up. I'll be okay once I get to the village. But thanks to the antidote, I'm a little bit more. The antidote's doing its job, or what would you call it? Like, it's kind of like sunblock, really, for poison. Not formula. Let's call it an elixir. The elixir is it's keeping the poison at bay. I'll pull as much as I can at it when I get back to sand, and then we can make the trip home to Konoha. The lady Shinari and Shizune should be able to help me from there. And then obviously Sasori comes up. He's in a broken puppet, but he's still there, and then the parent puppets get him. It's like, I was careless. And honestly, Chia speculates, no, maybe he wanted to die. And so he dies. And Sakura, she's not prodding about Sasuke in this, so there's really no reason to give the information about Orochimaru up. I don't see it. Some people were the point was brought up multiple times that she was kind of pestering about that. like constantly pressuring about it. So he decided to give her, throw her a bone, if you will. Now, with that said, she's still not, her and Ichigo are still not in good shape, and they got to get the Gaara. They hear the explosion of flame in the distance. Cut back to Naruto. Naruto actually should be able to handle Deidara fairly easy. At first, like, give Sasuke back. Oh, what you gonna do? And all of a sudden, it's like Shadow Clone Spear. And they turn into, what whips is a holy crap, and then all of a sudden he just morphs them into one just giant blade, just and slices a wing, just sears it. Holy crap! And then it's true, he can literally turn into, and he just rockets towards him, just he's like, got you. It's like no, it's like, and he just takes a dive. No, you don't. All of a sudden he hears the chirping of birds. Shidori! It's a lightning blade. And Deidara just gets it straight through the chest. Unfortunately, I don't see. We probably know where he made the clone. It was probably when he fell down. Unfortunately, he doesn't have access to really the ability to switch with the clone at this point. So unfortunately, Deidara gets the Chidori to the chest. And then Sasuke or he gets Gaara, you're okay. Damn it, no, Gaara! And it starts the fox chakra he explodes and that's where the flame explosion's heard. And he starts to, and the forest is on fire, and he just starts to go into fox mode. Blue, it'd be like a purple chakra. It looked similar to like Miyabi, but different because it's mixing the red with the blue of his flames, just creating a purple form. So Kakashi manages to get the paper seal on there. Hope it doesn't burn away because there's a chakra seal. He's like, what? Is like you were getting out of hand. Fox's chakra was going insane, Naruto. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. And so Naruto, could you? Now we got to force. Sorry about that. And he sucks the fire up. We'll get Gaara back to safety. And so they get Gaara there. Chio gives her life. Everyone say a prayer for Granny Chio. And so that's the end, and obviously Naruto, Gaara shake hands. I'm not really sure what to do now. He just holds his hand out. We got to get Sakura back to the village, though. She needs milk. Thanks. Hold on, we'll get you back. And so they get him back. Now again, because they said Shizune went, everyone says Shizune went behind Tsunade's back, and it was also because of the Sasuke mission as well, because they were going to send him out to Orochimaru, and that's why she went behind her back. Now here, that doesn't happen here. There's no mission. Sasuke's not there, and the mission went off without a hitch. And again, even Suzune is lucky she didn't get shit kicked. She's lucky Tsunade cares about her so much. And so, yeah, there's no need for get new teammates at the moment. Kakashi, Sakura's resting. She'll be fine. She's going to need some time to recover. And, yeah. Naruto probably sees Hinata, goes, Kiba, all that. Nothing big there. Danzo's not going to send Sai to test him because he's not going to be on the same team, so nothing really happens here. And in fact, Naruto, nothing really changes until you get the Kakuzu and Hidan. Even then, Naruto's just making a really big Rasengan. Naruto, except the only thing is, Sasuke probably does test Naruto's element just to be safe and be like, well, you say you're fire, but you've had the fire because of that incident with that fruit you ate, right? I'm curious what your natural element would be. And then, so that explains part of it. It's probably why your fire's so strong. Not just the power you gain, but you're a wind style user. The wind increases the power of fire. So we'll train a wind style. And so helps Naruto train. With that now, is there a reason to do it? Yeah, just to get stronger. Naruto, showing off the Rasengan, maybe completing it. And now he's showing the wind Rasengan. And then adding fire to the wind Rasengan is now just horrifying. And he bypasses the weakness of the Rasen Shuriken because his hand becomes intangible. Although, because it's chakra and it's concentrated chakra, that might bypass his intangibility. So when it ultimately comes down to, he still calls in Yamato to help him with the training, keep the Fox chakra in control. And when it comes down to Kakuzu, he ends Kakuzu even quicker. Probably he's even using a fire Rasengan. Now at this point, Itachi's, he's dying. He's making decisions about what to do. Should I, risk talking to Sasuke? No, I can't let and I can't let my eyes fall into his hands. It's time to have one more conversation with Naruto. And so he gets ready to have one final cut hawk with Naruto. And I think I think logically, if Sasuke were incarcerated in the village, this would be how it is. Because Itachi knows he's not getting out of there. So, Naruto, you look at him like a brother. Honestly, you've acted more like a brother to him than I probably ever have. Which, to be fair, Itachi loved his brother and he did it from the shadows, but let's be honest. A little bit. Just a little bit. And it's like, I need you to know what's going to happen. What happened and what may be happening down the road. So we're going to end part 7 there. I would say 2 parts left at most. And we'll cut it off there. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.